totally expected. I mean, Buzz went absolutely ballistic on Bind when they played it against it. So I was kind of hoping we get to see Bind again. DRX is going to pick Fracture. I'm not super surprised by this when we finally did get to see it. DRX looked pretty damn good.
Yes, they did, but DRX have never picked Fracture. They've only played it a handful of times, and it's been left open. Spear picked it against them, but they themselves have never actively selected the map. So this is still a bit of a first from DRX, and not something that we've seen for a little while. I'm curious to see how things are going to look as we do get ready to go into Fracture. That split coming in from Damwon. I think you've been looking a little bit weaker there from time to time as of late, so we want to try to best you on that map. Haven will be the decider. So we go for some new hotness into some classics, a map that's getting ready to be retired, and then to Old Faithful.
Yeah, and like I was talking about at the beginning of the broadcast, either Split or Ascent was going to be my thought for DK. Ascent being probably their better map, and Split being sort of just DRX's weakest map so far this season that we've seen. So I think this is going to be pretty interesting in terms of what the agent compositions are going to be on Split, but that's neither here nor there. First up is going to be Fracture, and I don't expect too much to change. I'm curious if, okay, well, Texture's on the Neon, that is a change. Zest is going to be on Fade. Stax is on KO.
Okay.
So we are getting some mix-up. Oh, a Cypher from Esperanza? Esperanza on the Cypher?
Okay. This is a big departure.
Has he even ever played it in, like, the last year?
I honestly wouldn't even be able to tell you.
I got to look because I have no idea.
Well, we'll have to get a little look-see in on that, see how long it's been since he's played Cypher. I mean, this has been a stage of bursts. We've been seeing a lot of people bring up picks that they have never played before or haven't played in a good long while. But Texture going to look to match RB on that Neon. RB has looked utterly phenomenal on it. So Texture has his work cut out for him. Let's see what happens as we go into map number 1. Guys, this is the winner's bracket final. DRX versus DWG KIA. Map 1 is Fracture. Let's do it.
All right, well, he has played Cypher before, but it's been a long time. So I'm super curious about what this is going to look like here for Esperanza. Probably some thought is that it can be a decent counter to the Neon. And there you have the Cyber Cage up. 3 around the corner for Buzz to deal with.
Oh, and he gets that fadeaway shot on the Texture. Oh, gonna need to see that one. Felt like a frame-perfect little rendezvous out from him.
Jeez.
Hits the head after struggling to get Esperanza at the beginning. And that extra kill comes through as well. That's the spike now dropped over by Dish as DRX kick things off with a bang. Bangnan now just creeping through the sewer.
And
XC right behind him.
Buzz didn't take any damage. He got out of that scot-free. I mean, it was a great timing push from the side of DK, but they just whiffed. They just came around the corner, and that's even more devastating in so many ways on the pistol round. And the spikes down, you know, it's just all gone wrong initially here for DWG KIA. So trying something a little goofy off the start, and Buzz just reacts perfectly to it, and another TP out of the way.
Yep, has to swap over to the Prowler, but the RB swings off the back of that. XC will be able to find an additional kill before getting dropped. Now just RB, the only casualty on the side of DRX as they kick off this first map here with a pistol round win.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see the fade here for the side of DRX. I think their fade play has been out of this world good. Like the way that they combo it, the way that you're going to see, particularly on their attacker side, that they will utilize those prowlers and other utility to set the stage for the Neon just like this, to give RB, again, to give him that confidence, to give him that extra little oomph, that extra little advantage he needs in those fights to win those duels, to win those early trades, to get those first bloods. So I really, really like this pick for the side of DRX. I've loved either. It doesn't matter who's on it, whether it's Zest or Stax. They've both been incredible.
Oh, Mako with a quick peek out of the B main. Spots one. Throws down a Sky Smoke. In the meantime, triple creep up through the sewer here. Stax is watching the position, and he's about to see them. There you go. Spots Exit. Doesn't want to jiggle back out. Knows that he's got a Sheriff in hand.
That's good information that you're going to find, that they're squeaking out a few extra pistols. Zest.
She's back just a little bit now. The spike is going to be dropped over in the arcade. Prowler sent out on the hunt. Will spot Hate. Not sure if it got the blind, and it did. Stacks just swung out off that. Would be able to get the elimination, but he finds that to be a little bit too risky. Haven't seen Texture yet. Now they have. Stacks takes one in the shoulder. Fragment just to stop anybody from pushing up into the tower. Mako, in the meantime, will find Bognon. Zest will get a third. Does he see a fourth? He does. That is going to be a Nightfall coming up very quickly, as he's just one charge away. A flawless anti-eco here for DRX.
Yeah, this is a great start for them. They don't drop many anti-ecos in general, so not too surprising to see it go this way. And just, Zest ready around the corner. Not much utility invested in this round for the side of Damwon. And that's a good relay bolt to follow up on for Mako. And then that's just, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Clean, clean, clean.
And only a Bulldog available for Xe. Something to point out there, that he's a little bit low on funds. Relay pulled out the rip.
Oh, they're looking for a fast hit, though. DRX charging out the side. Texture could have managed to find one. Bognon and Hate picking up another, so it's a 3 for 2 in the end. Zest and Buzz now going to have to storm their way over to the B side to try to retake this.
Honestly,
Zest
this round's
Prowler.
already gone well for DRX.
And it's going a little bit better here for the side of Damwon now. I mean, yeah, 2 rifles out, not going to be too bad. It is the bonus. We'll see what Buzz can get done, though. Realizes that they're likely to be split. But no one is currently playing over here at main. As we can see, Xe, he's creeping back to the sewers.
Might be able to snag one of those rifles that's on the ground here, but that's going to reveal his location.
Yep.
Taking out the rendezvous. And, he might just take something out of this. Gets tagged in the back by Xe.
Yeah, good fault line had clipped him. He does have the Phantom in hand. The push is coming through, though. Xe will get on top of him. 3 weapons retained here for the side of Damwon as they put a round win on the board.
I was going to say it was a good start to the round for the side of DRX, but not able to find another kill. So it's kind of one of those bonus rounds where you're like, well, okay, that wasn't too bad. It could have been better, could have been worse. And it's just a good kind of read on the situation. DRX not often does those kind of push-outs where they stack up in any round, in any situation. They're very much more a kind of meticulous defaulting team that's trying to catch you out. So I like that they're showing a little bit of aggression, maybe keeping the side of DWG KIA a little bit off guard with that. And again, looking pretty similar. No flash this time yet from Hate, setting up for the fault line.
Relay bolt, does that hit Stacks? Seems so. And Mako going to be the first one to fall. Stacks now trying to stay alive, holds the corner, but Texture pushes through, gets the headshot. Quick eliminations as RB does manage to find one. Has to pull back behind Generator, though. He's down to half HP, and there's no healing available on this squad. This Agent setup. RB, though, he does manage to find Bognon still. Now goes down to 6, and looks like they're willing to commit the Nightfall here to get this round victory. Stop Damwon tying it up. On the flank, Buzz gonna get caught, can only get Xe down to 10 HP. Now this puts a lot of pressure on Zest, the only one with full health remaining.
Now they know that nobody was right there. In fact, they had gone down to sewers, so Zest still able to hold this corner. He's reading this situation so well.
Oh, he doesn't get stunned, but it doesn't matter. He can't get the shot. Hate just continues to swing out a little bit further and cleans up the final 2 kills. 2-2 now as Damwon managed to tie it.
Well, Damwon does a great job as well. Kind of both teams really kind of sensing each other's motivations for this. They know the Nightfall's coming, so they really spread out. I think the Nightfall only hits Texture. That's a great flash by Hate to set up Texture there as well. Good shooting on the entry from RB, but takes a whole bunch of damage on this. And then again, with that haunt, you have the information that they're not in main, but you know that they're very likely to be in sewers. Zest holds that angle. He's right off of the fault line. Still gets killed for it. I mean, it was the right thing, just didn't execute.
Okay, well, they're trying to go for the wrap around. They do manage to catch Xe on the lurk. That's going to be a weapon recovered now from the side of DRX. The plant coming through. Overdrive, I believe, popped by Texture. That it is, but he's running out of charge, so the ult is going to go away, and he's only got a Classic as a backup.
You can get the Rolling Thunder invested from Hate on this round, too. That would be really big for DRX, but Esperanza going to trade 2.
Swings the corner, manages to pick those up. RB finding the Cypher. Stacks still in the fight. Great headshot. Dome's Hate He's just trying to push in, get a little bit more, and he gets banged on Texture. We'll get that elimination. Buzzes. Oh my god, he's boldly trying to hold this to happen. He actually does pull off before he gets there. And then them swinging out from Texture is going to be good. Takes Buzz out of the fray. Only one person surviving on Damwon, but now they take the lead.
Well, that's a pretty darn good eco for DRX, even though they don't get the win.
Yeah.
You know, Stax is just nuts with that Sheriff. He's just absolutely unbelievable in the early push. Again, you know, showing some aggression for DRX, and it's paying off really, really well here. Just Mako right there to follow up right away. Esperanza, good for 2 on the follow-through, but RB there with a frenzy. Gets close enough to do some damage, and yeah, Texture's able to hold on to it. So DK takes a 3rd round, looking pretty good. But it is Fracture, attacker side. Generally a little bit more favored, only a half armor for Zestin going into this round, so I had to cut funds just a little bit. And now looking back towards what's been working for them pretty well for the most part for Damwon KIA is these B-site hits.
Okay, well, DRX aware that the Rolling Thunder is available. Gets invested, everybody split away from that. The slide up in the tower. It's like, second there, Buzz actually getting caught off guard. Does not die, does have the teleport out. Keeps himself safe. Bogman though, swinging back out from tower, looks over to main, gets Zest. Up that kill, hate, good for Stacks. Buzz finding one, trying to get the ball rolling here. Pick up a second before Texture cuts him down to size. And we have a 2v3. The attempted retake, Esperanza just moving down onto the site. And there is going to be the infra site to try to spot them all.
Well, yeah, now they know where everybody is. That makes it easy for Bogdan, although Mako wins that trade.
He does. Creep around is coming through, and now he's only got 30 HP. Texture looking to catch him completely off guard, and he does. Damwon now up by 2. Continue to win out these rounds.
Yeah, now it's starting to get a little bit scary for the side.
That's 4 consecutive.
Exactly, for DRX. And, you know, now they're back to having money be in a precarious position. I'm really liking what Damwon KIA is doing here. You know, they had to invest a lot of ults in that round, but it's really well done. You know, the Cosmic Divide guarantees you the site once you've cleared it. The Rolling Thunder, yeah, it doesn't hit anything, but it didn't really need to. You just get the plant down, and you just kind of use that neural theft to make sure to not kind of throw any whoopsies in there, and you might as well be burning those neural thefts as fast as possible because they come up pretty quickly, and immediately here we're going to have an early timeout from DRX. I think this may be the earliest timeout of the season for DRX so far.
Quite possibly.
It feels like it, that's for
it's very rare
sure.
that they find themselves down at this stage, just 7 rounds in. That definitely is a little bit of unfamiliar territory here in Stage 2, but Termy making his way out to the stage to go ahead and try to rectify some of the mistakes that he might be spotting. Solo probably widely giving praise, but of course he's going to have some more instruction for his squad.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think if I'm Damwon KIA, now I'm going to be, you know, you got to make sure you're wary of these push-outs on these eco rounds. That's what DRX has been doing. On the side of DRX, looking towards the rifle round, which is often what these timeouts are really about, is maybe getting a little bit of aggression on those rifle rounds, trying to contest for some of those mains, for some of those. Yes, we all love Texture. Who doesn't?
I love you. And he said that you're sexy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not wrong. But you know, just kind of mixing things up a little bit in the tempo for DRX. We've only seen it on the eco rounds, so I'd like to see it, you know, maybe on a rifle, try to see if you could set RB up for success. Again, combo Zestin, RB into some of those really classic neon fade pushes that they love to do. Oh, God.
Double Cyber Cage creep up. Buzz just looks over towards the entrance, though. Gets 1, but 8 manages to find Zest. Buzz now sent back. Whiffs the shot. Not going to get that hit. Just drop the spike, but as he turns his sights over to main, does get Bogdan. 2 for 1 at the end of it all, and looks like now Damwon going to rethink this approach.
Well, that's huge because you shut Bogdan's ult down there as well, so that's a really big win, and it's going to force a rotate out of the side of Damwon KIA. I mean, I think this is wise. Get away from the most dangerous piece of utility that DRX has in this round with the tour de force. Just peace out. You know that you're not going to be winning that battle as easily, potentially. Now let's see if Stax can find something with a Sheriff again.
Esperanza creeping up. Stacks spots him, and he does get a nice tag. Nasty hit. Esperanza down to 51 HP as DRX look to pull off this eco. Teleport out. Xe still lurking. The spike going to be shipped back across, and Buzz does not have a read on this push. Starts looking over though, and suddenly he gets a sense. Xe taken down. RB quick on the rotate over. They know that the spike is going to be brought here now. Relay bolt goes out. That's going to buy some more time, and they do not have much left. 14 seconds. The push out, and Buzz now on for an ace. Can he get it? Picks up a weapon. Hate just going to go creeping away. Doesn't want to surrender that over. Doesn't want to lose his gun.
You've already sacrificed so much in this round on the side of DWG KIA. You got to cut your losses. RB's trying to get at him.
Okay, well, they'll send a couple people just to try to get the Vandal out of his hands, forcing the buy again. Hate does come up with 3 at the end of the round, but it is DRX picking up a thrifty.
I like RB just dancing there. Just goes for it. I fully appreciate that. It's the right play for sure, but good job by Hate to be ready for it, and the follow-up from Mako. So a really good round, of course, for Buzz. I mean, this is, this guy's been so impactful throughout this entire stage, and now he's able to invest in an operator, use that chamber sort of ability to bank a little extra cash along the way. And now he's got – oh, that's a good flash.
Very good one. Buzz taking the rendezvous out. On top of generator now will drop down. Numbers here to try to defend. Rotate now. Zesta joining them. Mako gets 2. Bangnan and Esperanza taken out. Buzz finding Hate. The slide in. Texture tries to break things open a little bit more, but cannot. Does get gunned down. Now it's all on Xe, and he can't find a damn thing. That's a flawless round as DRX tie it 4-4.
There's a huge 0 point in there that gets a lot of information for the side of DRX that gives them the ability to react quickly to this and really shut down the push from DWG KIA. So nice job by Stax. Great timing on his utility. And then it's just kind of a crossfire, just, oh my God, Mako gets he got 2 in that. He sprayed someone through the smoke. Sliding past, Texture never even sees Zest. Unbelievable. I mean, just everything you could want there from the side of DRX. And now for DWG KIA, the money's gotten a little bit shaky, despite running 4 rounds in a row.
Okay, Bognan.
Okay.
He's going to charge in. Dome's Buzz. That's a great way to kick things up. That's the operator now on the floor. He'll say thank you very much. And can either, try to play on this side of the map or can just rotate off.
I mean, that's just an unbelievable swing of momentum right there in and of itself. That's what those headhunters can do. I mean, NBS, the coach for Ascent, said the headhunter is basically a blade storm every round. It's just absolutely incredible. So you gotta take advantage of it. And Bognan there, he's been great. Now let's see if he can get a little bit. Now let's see if he can turn into non-bong.
Oh, it's a decent start. Mako, he was thinking about throwing the molly. Now he's going to do it, but is it too late? The slide in, Texture. He might not have nailed the stun, but Xe swinging the corner, plays off of the distraction from the Neon. Comes up with 2, and just like that, Tom One say, you echoed us. It's only fair.
It just shows how good both these teams are and how well prepared they are. Bognan going to finish the job with the operator that he stole from Buzz, and that's great. That's a great swing for the side of DWG KIA. I mean, in terms of not just economy and momentum, but I think mentality. I think DRX found a little bit of footing, and you're able to punch right back. And this is huge. I mean, that's unbelievably sick. That's such a great reaction. And you were right, Mako just a little bit late on that molly. Just kind of his senses for the timing on that push were just a fraction off, and that allowed Texture to get around the corner, not take much damage from the molly. And that's one of those advantages of having a Neon. All right, they're going to try this Cyber Cage leapfrog again. And DRX still has enough money to invest fully in this round, but this is where the cash, well, actually, they're pretty banked up. So it's actually both teams sitting on fat stacks.
Jiggle around the corner. Should have given them enough information. Rolling Thunder sent out towards Link's side. Buzz continues to play on that angle, but wrapping around through the spawn and Texture. He gets behind Buzz. He finds an elimination. So far, it's going to be a 2-for-2. Mako able to shut down the enemy Neon. Spike now going to be picked up by Esperanza, brought forward onto the site. The plant begins. Molotov into the corner to try to lock him into that spot, but it doesn't go deep enough. He's not hitting him, so Esperanza's totally fine to just sit there. He does not get flushed out.
Yeah, they're going to have to go with the Nightfall to try to make this push work.
We'll catch them. They will have the traces down on the floor. Try to get the jump. Mako finding one for now.
Jeez.
Comes up with a third. Ends up getting dropped. XC tries to swing it back. Needs a little bit more. Swing out. Tries to line up Zest. He puts a hell of a lot of damage into him. But he cannot get that elimination and save the round for his squad. So DRX will answer back once more.
Man,
keep it close.
It's so close. I really like the way DWG KIA is playing this round. The way that they trapped Buzz there. They waited him out, and then they had a rotate on his flank for the likely exit position on the rendezvous to pick him off, get that operator on the ground. It's such smart planning. And then they just push the site. They hit it perfectly. Mako, though, just comes up absolutely huge, and XE so close to clutching this out, but Zest able to stabilize with that Vandal just in time. Man, oh man. Such good stuff from both of these teams. This is unbelievably high-level Valorant right now.
Okay, well, Texture now popping the overdrive. Fast lane as well, takes a couple tags. Just there in the leg, now charging through the spawn, and he does get Mako. Mako was prepared. He only takes him down to 70 HP. He can still find value here. Swing out, get stacks. This Texture is just far too slippery, it would seem. Continues to refresh this overdrive still. There's plenty of time left on it. Now they get the spot out. From the trap wire, swing on the corner. Buzz scoping in, and he will be able to get the elimination, but I don't think Texture is going to be too perturbed by that.
Nah, it was a pretty good round. It went pretty well for Texture on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think DRX can commit to this at this point. I think they have to back off.
I mean, especially since Buzz has the op, yeah.
Exactly.
So for Zest, it's not worth trying to play forward by yourself. You will just rotate back into the spawn, and DWG, they're going to lock in 6 on the attacking side as we get ready to go into the last round of the half.
Again, it's just back and forth, but you do start to have to wonder, you know, if the defender's side for DWG KIA, Buzz is going to find one after the close of the round here. Zest as well, getting kills. But again, DWG KIA is sitting on a decent amount of money, so that's not the end of the world there. And if you can just do a little bit more economic damage to DRX, well, I don't think it matters too much, honestly, with the way that the rounds are kind of closing out here. But still, a little bit of confidence stuff potentially as well. I think any damage you could do to DRX, and this is, again, kind of a tilter here. I mean, you're fully ready for him. You know he's coming through spawn. The call was there. The read was there.
I mean, everybody basically knew where he was coming from.
Yep.
He just was able to get the elimination.
He just did it. I mean, it is weird how that overdrive sometimes is just completely worthless because somebody just pops you in the head, but at other times it is hard to deal with.
They double swing this. Oh no, Texture just swings out, but he still taps him so very low. The headshot across, if he had a Vandal, would have been Buzz gone. Instead, just takes him to 32 HP. Gets a second lease on life, but it's more no healing whatsoever in this composition. Everybody stacked up outside of B. RB forward over a dish. Zest playing in the link at a site. They're still a ways away, and Buzz loses out to fight Esperanza. Now throws that neural theft, spots them all out. They know that Mako continues to play up inside of the smoke, but he answers back, finds Bogdan. Mako gets a second kill. Orbital strike called in, forces XE and Texture to go ahead and sprint over towards A.
How does Mako do that? That is just unreal, the way he reacts, because he's Mako. You're absolutely right. No, I mean, it's just absolutely unbelievable. Oops. I think that wall was meant to go a little bit further, but he actually is safe anyway. So, yeah, the fast lane a little bit off there, but that's okay, as Texture has the plant, the reinforcements. Fort DRX will be arriving to join RB shortly. Actually, still going to be lurking in main. Last time, just wasn't able to clutch it out. Let's see if he's got it. Oh, Mako is on 11 health. That's not good.
He did get tagged up considerably. I mean, was spotted and still managed to come up with those kills. So they try to spam Texture out of this position. Overdrive now going to be popped. They'll see, yep, it's planted up top. Rotate RB, giving Texture a bit of a taste of his own medicine. And now XE has his work cut out for him, and he will fall. Actually, it was planted out front, my bad. Missed call from me, but the round win still goes to DRX, and we are all tied up 6-6.
All right, I mean, a really great half for both teams. I think DRX is probably feeling a little bit more comfortable going into this. Again, you'd really like to get at least a 7-5 and 8-4 on your attacker side on Fracture, but you know, not bad at all. DWG KIA making a lot of good adjustments, a couple great shutdowns on the Buzz. Once he started to seemingly maybe fire up, they were able to punch back on that. Both teams having some good thrifties in there. Again, a lot of this is just good reads, and then every once in a while, you know, somebody like Mako just comes up with a huge play and is able to just take a round. I mean, basically out of the hands of DWG KIA. I mean, with that neural theft, they know exactly where he and Stacks are, and he just pops out. Stacks got a kill in there as well. I mean, that's just absolutely nuts.
I'm curious how, you know, shaken DRX might be right now, given that it's tied up. Did they expect coming into this, like, you know, we're stronger on the attacking side. You know, if they pick up 6 rounds, that's totally okay. Were they anticipating this was going to be more like an 8-4, a 9-3 for them because they're that confident about their fracture? I would love to know how they're feeling right now.
I mean, of course, if I'm the coach, you know, if I'm Termy here, I'm telling him not to feel too bad, but, you know, let's pick it up, let's get it going, let's do what we do best and, you know, chain that utility. I mean, I expect this is, if it's anything to look like what, you know, the double initiator with RB on the Neon has looked like previously this stage so far. It's going to be a lot of setting him up with the prowl, with the, you know, the prowlers and all these things. The fade utility, Stacks can flash for him as well, of course. So there's going to be a lot of emphasis, I suspect, on RB's Neon coming into this attacker side, especially if it's going well. You feel like he might be the X Factor. Buzz is just Buzz. I mean, he's an X Factor just in and of himself. As a chamber, so.
Well, now they go in the attack. Last time DRX played this map, it was versus Spear, and it was a 10-2 half with them starting on attack.
Yeah.
So
they went bananas.
Yep.
This knife, by the way, is going to land right on the corner of the top wall of it. And then it gets all the info on the A site. And it's really hard to deal with.
That's a close
it came up short.
It's a close play. I'm not sure if it was a...
I
doubt Stacks would be able to whiff a lineup like that.
Yeah,
so.
Maybe that's what he intended to do. Usually when people are looking at the direction, it's supposed to land on A, but I guess I think
it's just so they don't have to worry about corner checking those cubbies as they make their way in through main. But Spike's going to be planted all the same, as the site was very much disengaged by Dom1. Dom1 now starting to make his way up through the attacker spawn side of things. Fragment will slow him up. 2 approaching now from Dish as well. Let's see if they're going to be able to break through. Ult line used. Bogdan the first one to fall. Hate trying to stay in the fight. Texture. Unaware of Mako's presence. And there you go. The cleanup comes through. 2 quick kills with a classic from him. And DRX will once more win the pistol round.
Yeah, just, you know, DRX is given the space. A lot of utility is committed to A site so that DWG KIA can try to rotate there quickly. But it didn't matter. I mean, they were just set up perfectly and hitting some great shots around the corner. Here is Zest, who's looking really, really strong. And I mean, Mako is Mako. Guy's just an absolute monster. Jeez, what a turn. And then the finish by Zest. So, yeah, it's a pretty easy round for DRX in terms of just getting to the site. And then the post plant was not too difficult either. So here we go, trying to maybe get old RB a little bit fired up. Texture's got a Sheriff.
Tucked away in the corner. This time that 0 point not used.
They don't know.
Texture will be grateful for that. It's got Hate there as well. Opposite side of door. No flashes though. Only an aftershock to throw. They're going to try to turn attention towards his side, and they do for a moment, but unfortunately the shots from Texture not going to connect on a Buzz's head, so he manages to make his way out. The Prowler goes on a chase. Texture
the change of direction.
Tries to rotate out, and yeah, RB just comes sprinting through Sands. Takes down Hate, spots Texture, now runs out of pull to the clip and starts jumping around like a mad lad, and he gets the reload off and gets the elimination onto the opposing Neon. Now the site broken open, 3 members left. Exy with a shorty, playing out of rope. If you can get an elimination here, maybe drop down, pick up Hate's pistol, maybe he'll be able to find some kills.
I mean, that was such a smart start to this round. Now, we'll get to the end of it in a moment. And there's a camera there. That's Bogdan's teammate's camera, so not much that he's going to be able to see. Everybody's on the other side of that box, so not much information garnered for them in terms of the relative positions of DRX. And Bogdan, seeing if he can find any value out of that headhunter. Exy trying to spam the box, just nobody home for any of these shots. DRX is just patient with this.
Oh, Mako swinging out somewhat aggressively. Buzz just goes out and dominates Bogdan. Esperanza will find one, so it's not going to be a flawless anti-eco, but still a damn good effort here from the side of DRX as they will now move up 8-6. Question is, are we fated to repeat what happened at the beginning of the map where DRX won the first 2 rounds and then lost 4 consecutively? Damwon would certainly love for that to happen right now.
Of course. I really liked what DRX did at the beginning of this round with those Prowlers, right? They sent one right through there. I love this. And then they sent another one here, and they just completely bamboozle DWG KIA. I mean, that kind of stuff is so smart. There's a 0 point in the middle of all this while they're planting to make sure that whoever's in there can't, they at least know if somebody's in there. It even hits Exy, so if there was any world where he's going to try to gravity well or something, that would even get shut down. That Molly,
that one going?
I have no idea.
Oh, that's straight on the tower. Wow. Oh, and he's burning.
Wow.
They get a decent amount of damage there on Esperanza. He's now down to 1 HP. I believe he's decayed all the way down. And they'll be able to recover a little bit of health, but they managed to make this a 2 for 2 so far on the assault. Now Exy just trying to play within the nebula, playing hide and seek with Mako, but Mako spots him. And this is a catastrophe now for the side of Damwon. Texture needs to find some value or just hold on to the weapon.
He's going to have to go huge. I mean, Spike was down, but that smoke allowed them to pick it back up, and Buzz is just waiting. You know, eventually somebody's going to push, and he's got it.
And that is just weapon upgrades abound for the side of DRX. And I mean, I think it took a moment for Esperanza to realize that he was just on fire.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He just sat there.
Well, I don't think anybody was expecting a Molly to get to land where it did. I was very...
Did you guys smell something?
Yeah.
What's that burning smell?
Nanbong, is that you?
Why are my feet sticking to the floor? The rubber just melted off. Well, if our friend Josh is watching, who plays Brim for us, please learn that lineup.
Yeah, please. Can you? I'm gonna learn that. I'm gonna learn that Stacks knife lineup too, because I know the one to get it onto the A site. But I like that one that he showed us at the beginning. Early one to check the corner as they push through towards B main. Gonna grab an alt orb, and of course, you know, it is an eco round now after getting busted on the bonus. So DWG KIA is trying to hold angles with Sheriffs and see if they can get through. They're trying this cheeky little setup with Texture, and they're on the cubby. Got Exy there. Gonna throw down some stars. And, you know, just shooting the Prowler. Being very cautious with this is DRX.
Oh, Mako.
Yep. I mean, they're expecting a push out, and eventually they do come.
Looks like he just pushed all the way into... Oh, no, that was, I believe it was a sewer lurk, actually, is where Mako got that elimination. I was going to say, did he just push all the way to main and kill him on top of Generator? Sometimes just mini-map things. Relay Bolt going through. Hate is, I mean, he's completely not only stunned, and RP just gets him mid-slide. DRX are alive and well here on the attack. Esperanza, the last one to fall, dropping out of ropes, and it's a flawless as DRX lock in a 10th round victory.
Yep. I mean, I think, again, DRX not phased at all by that 6-6 start. This attacker's side has looked absolutely devastating.
I think my question's been answered. They're totally fine with that scoreline.
You ever notice how this structure kind of looks like a Star Destroyer?
Yes.
Okay. You answered that pretty quick, so that's
thought
clearly a thought that has gone through your head.
It does feel like that. Right at the top of the flagship where the bridge is at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't have any shield generators on it though, so it's defenseless.
It's a little.
An A-wing could crash into the bridge and ruin everything.
Well, I mean, I think this whole facility is somewhat in disarray and not really functional anymore. So
yeah, the Radionite factory is I think it's like a generator in the middle, like an actual power generator, if I remember right. Like looking at all the doodads on the map.
Probably. I don't know. I don't put that much effort into trying to follow the lore of this game.
Well,
I did see the new animation.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
It was really good. I mean, every time like new stuff comes out, my favorite one still though is the chamber reveal. That one, like the music and the way that felt. I love that. I love that song, Odd Banker.
I love the shout out to just, you know, what is it, Peep Show? Are we the bad guys? Basically.
Yeah.
And Neon
Are we the baddies?
Neon very much is a bad guy. She broke the Geneva Convention. Neon is now a war criminal based on that that animation. Somebody posted that on
really?
subreddit. I saw that. Yeah, because of the false surrender.
Oh, yeah.
Not allowed to do that. Bad Neon.
That ain't allowed.
Whoop. Or, I mean,
Yeah.
this is the problem. His RP is just so aggro and so on point with the attack. Really Bolt coming through. Texture. Put the spike down on the floor. Manages to find a second, but now needs to make his exit. Slides back around the corner just in time, but no RP. And wrapped around from Sands. Manages to get that kill. Smako keeps it. I was going to say keeps it even, but now it's going to be evened up. Esperanza taking the advantage. The push out, and Esperanza is prepared, reacts accordingly, gets the headshot, and stops the win streak from continuing.
Oh, I love the way that Mako tried to play that. Tried to get just ahead of the first tick from the neural theft when it reveals, but this time around doesn't go as planned. Or the last time there was a neural theft invested on him. He put up a double kill. This time not able to clutch it, but everybody playing really well here. Everybody kind of backing each other up. On DRX's side, DWG KIA as well, hitting some great shots. Texture holding the line. Gets out, but's caught on the way through. And this time around, I watched where Stax' lineup for his 0 point onto A site comes from. He goes down all the way like by the ropes at spawn. So he throws it from a pretty interesting angle that I hadn't seen before. So good to know that there's other lineups available to get that knife to land on A main. Or on, excuse me, onto the A site. That knife, that round landed on A site.
Looks like DRX wanted to push the tempo there over by Dish, but they don't find anybody. So now we'll just take a 3-man creep across the zip line. Mako has been watching the one side. They have a nice little trademark on the opposite side, so they know that they're safe to get across. Overdrive still held by Textures, waiting to figure out where they're going to be approaching from, and then he can pop that ult, try to find some additional impact. Haunt at the ready. Goes up over the top. Drops in by the Cubby, doesn't spot anything though. You can see 3 people playing by door. They start pushing out. RP tries to go in with an ult in a hand. Can't make it happen. Stacks finds 2, but a hate! Mo's down 3!
Oh, that's unbelievable. What a timing push there for Hate.
A massive round for him. Buzz now coming around the back. He does find Bogdan in the spawn. Hate so very low. This is absolutely clutchable. Stacks now bled out. Rolling Thunder going to be used. Buzz trying to escape. Narrowly hops around the corner. The days should wear off. No, it does not. Texture gets the headshot. Damwon will string 2 together. Now we're just 2 away from tying us up once more.
I mean, that looked like it was going to be all DRX, and then Hate just finds the perfect time to step through the door and shut him down.
It's just a bit of a misunderstanding there from the side of DRX, because they throw the orbital strike. Stax turns his attention to Cubby, not anticipating that somebody else could push through the door.
Yep.
He sees the ult getting sent, and he's like, oh, there's nobody else
He never even
there.
looked that way. You're right. Yeah.
So, a bit of a minor misplay, and he took full advantage of the situation he was put in.
I like the timeout here for DRX. Try to stop the bleeding. You're going to have enough money for at least 1 more, if not maybe 2 more rounds, depending on how you work it all out. But DRX needs to make sure that you're not giving DWG KIA any more opportunities. It started out so well, and a few of these rounds have been really just down and dirty, just grueling back and forth battles. And that round was Hate. I mean, that Vandal spray had to be incredible. I hope we get a replay of that, because that was pretty awesome.
We give the coaches their little spot in the limelight, show them walking around, chatting it up with the players, and then usually once the headsets come off, we'll go right into the replays.
Yes. And, I mean, again, it's DRX is, like, trying to do those things. Like, you see this in this round where it's just, utility to try to buy RB space. Yeah, that's shut down, and the follow-up's fantastic from Stax. He pops the no command, and he pushes and gets 2, but perfect timing, and catches DRX completely unaware. Unusual to see DRX not aware of possibilities like that. You know what I mean? Like, they're usually really solid about making sure that that they're ready for something like this.
Oh man,
that is
a nice little transfer at the end of it all. Oh, Buzz now finding himself in a bit of an awkward position. He does not have the rendezvous set up, and he cannot get the kill. Aftershock cleans him up. Mako will make it a trade, and RP, he arrives from behind. Oh, picks picks up both, and just like that, the B site is completely shattered open.
Absolutely insane. RB here, just great timing, great senses to find those kills. Buzz is enough of a distraction on the other side. Man, oh man. And that's, I mean, now it's a retake from Canteen and Generator. Good luck. Yeah, you do have the Cosmic Divide, so there's that. But even still, there's 3 members on the other side of this from DRX. I mean, they've got this pretty well locked down.
Oh, Esperanza, a decent entry. Tries to make it a bit more possible for Exy. Oh, but that timing goes into the Astral form for just a split second, and as he comes out of it, Mako does push through, gets that kill. It's 1 step closer to a map win now for DRX. Just need 2 more to go. God, production is giving me a very long translation of one of the fan signs that we saw earlier. I was trying to read it, and I understood a decent amount. I was like, okay, they took the bus this morning.
Yeah.
And then we cut away from it. But apparently they're saying, I got on the bus this morning, and I paid twice. And the bus driver asked me, why did you pay twice? And I said, because I always carry another person in my heart, and that's Texture.
That is actually really funny. That is a great sign. I'm a fan of that fan. That's
I always love when the fans show up with essays written on their posters.
Yeah. I'm never paying double for you though. I'm sorry, but Texture, yes.
Understandable.
Well, DRX slowing things up after a couple aggressive rounds. Switching over to B from a lot of A hits. Esperanza here, look at that trapwire setup he's got here. It's like a
yeah. I mean,
he's like setting up the trapwires to like perfectly fit inside of the cyber cage.
If RB wants to zigzag, he's gonna have his work cut out for him. But
so if I'm reading this correctly, although they are gonna hit. The push.
And there you go. Esperanza gets on top of them. Will end up dying. 1 for 1. Buzz looking down to the sewer. Gets Exy, gets hate. It's looking like a 12-round win now, unless Texture do something miraculous. Pushing up here onto the site. He's looking for Mako. Will find him. Stacks just counter swings out of tower.
He lost his momentum. He got tripped up trying to get up on top of the platform.
Yeah.
That's devastating.
Just Bogdan with 100 creds in the pocket. Nowhere near a tour de force. Just got to back away. Just walk away, man.
Just walk away. Just walk away. This has to be in it. Like, look at those signs on the side. Either that or it's some kind of, like, particle collider type thing. But I don't know. Anyway, that's just, I love to read the little stuff and all the things on the side. Like, when I was playing,
stakes are high.
Some of the old Star Wars games, I learned to read BASIC so I could read all the stuff on the wall. That's how much of a nerd I am. Anyway,
this is some nerd. I mean, there's going to be like,
I am a
I also
nerd.
speak Klingon fluently.
No, I don't do that. I don't think I learned any fake foreign languages.
You don't know. You don't know how to speak Elvish?
No. I was never a Lord of the Rings guy. That was more you. I mean, I like the movies, but I never read the books. I couldn't get through the first one.
Well, I think they're wonderful.
I know you do. And I don't begrudge you for it. I begrudge you for other things, not that.
Well, let's go into this. Could be the final round of the map.
Spectres. And my money was short. Of course, DWG KIA has to fully invest, as it is map point. We'll see what it's going to look like. Again, a little bit of a heavier investment here on to B, as this has been the successful site for the last couple rounds. Trap wires at the front, a couple stars on the stairs. So this is literally, I mean, DRX has to be seeing this and going, yep, that's bait. Like there's no way you look at that setup and don't think, I don't want to walk through that. But now, so what's the follow-up going to look like? You've got Bogdan on the other side with a Vandal and a rendezvous to get out. But that's it. I mean, if DRX reads this correctly and goes back to A, I'm really curious to see what the follow-up plan is for DWG KIA, because they've invested so much onto this B site. I mean, you have the neural theft, but, you know, that requires a kill.
Okay, RB throwing the wall. And Zest just pushes in, swings in, finds Bogdan. Texture standing nearby, manages to get one, throws a relay bolt, tries to escape, but RB hounds him down. Shot in the back. Now the site is theirs. The rotation starting to come through a little bit late from XE. 2 Spectres and a Judge versus 4. Can they do a damn thing? The Molotov going to be thrown down right out in front. Mako finds Esperanza. The Nightfall crashes across. Just taking away their senses, taking away their hope as DRX look to extend their map win streak to 17.
Looking pretty darn good right now. I mean, it's going to take a coordinated hit. Faultline's going to try to get it started.
Flash coming through, doesn't hit anybody, and that's all of the utility out of the breach. The swing on the corner, and they both die simultaneously. DRX, we weren't sure how they were going to be feeling after that first half, but it seems like a 6-6 is perfectly content with them. They know how fired up they can get on the attack. RB with some wonderful flanks. Mako just busting open the site, so DRX will take their map pick of Fracture. That puts more pressure on this upcoming split selected by Dom1.
Yeah, this is just quintessential DRX on the attacker's side. It's a lot of kind of good reads, a lot of bait and switches. You saw like with those Prowlers kind of faking that they're going to go one way, then they quick hit another way with the Neon, and they used the utility from the Fade to set up RB. And like you mentioned, RB's doing a really good job of being a nuisance by, utilizing that Neon speed to get into flanks, to hit Dom1 KIA where they're not expecting. The first half was great. I thought both sides played really good, really good on both ends of the spectrum. But
yep.
At the end of the day, I mean, DRX is just slightly better, and some of this has to come down to Mako. Like some of those huge multi-kills that he put up in situations where he has no business winning fights because he's just that good.
And I thought, perhaps with the Cypher, given that it's a little bit of a stranger pick, or the Fracture pretty much only see it from like King on Breeze. I thought maybe this was just going to be, Esperanza trying to get in the head of RB, track where the Neon is going to be going, make sure he's got those trap wires to really slow him up, but that was never really able to come to fruition on the defender side. RB was just able to pretty much break through or fake a sight at every twist and turn. Yeah,
exactly my thinking there, that the Cypher pick is meant to be an anti-Neon, an anti-RB pick, more than anything. But yeah, you're right. It never really fully came to fruition. So I get the idea. I liked it. I like some of those little cheeky setups he had. That one around the corner at B main, like when you come up that stairs, like the way that he, crisscrossed the trap wires with the cyber cage in the middle, I think is really smart. He did get 1 kill off of it, but it's one of those little things that could set himself up for a big multi-kill round. So a few good things in there for Esperanza. He's just a talented player no matter what he's doing. But yeah, it just wasn't quite enough to throw DRX off.
Yep, and this was, this ended up becoming the Mako show. Showed that he was a little bit iffy on that initial defense. His game sense wasn't quite at full power, but by the end, his aim really started coming in, and Mako was just shutting them down. So very nicely done for him with a 336, a 3.2 KDA in the end, and in all likelihood an MVP win. But we'll find out after the break. Guys, that's map number 1. DRX continue to not lose any maps, but with Dom1's pick of Split coming up next, that could change. So don't go anywhere. The action continues in just a few.
Up, 3 around the corner for Buzz to deal with.
Oh, and he
gets 2,
gets that
despite running 4 rounds in a row.
Okay, Bognan. Try to get the jump. Mako finding one for now, comes up with a third, ends up getting dropped. XE tries to swing it back. Needs a little bit more. Swing out, tries the line. You'll see, yep, it's planted up top. Rotate, RB, giving Texture a bit of a taste of his own medicine. And now XE has his work cut out for Texture. Managed to make this a 2 for 2 so far on the assault. Now XE just trying to play within the nebula. Playing hide and seek with the attack. Really ball coming through. Texture, put the spike down to the floor. I was going to say keeps it even, but now it's going to be evened up. Esperanza taking the advantage. The push out at Esperanza. RP tries to go in with it in a hand. Can't make it happen. Stacks finds 2 minute hate. Cleans him up. Mako will make it a trade, and RP, he arrives from behind. Picks up both. 1 for 1. Buzz looking down to the sewer. It's all of the utility out of the breach. And we are back. Game 1 out of the way. DRX picking up a win on Fracture. The first time that they have ever really willingly chosen it. They left it open. It's been picked against them. This time they elect to take Dom1 KIA there, and they win it 13-8. Damwon now need to reply, get a win on their map pick of Split if they want to stay in this series, if they want to win it, and move forward into the grand final.
Pretty curious about what this is going to look like. I mean, obviously, this is a map that DRX says they don't feel like they're particularly weak on this map or anything. It's that they hate shotguns. That's literally their reasoning behind why they have been straying away from Split in recent history. So, but you know, this is a map where, yeah, we've seen a lot of people be able to push DRX. You know, we saw Tartarus. We saw CNJ as well. So, look, they could get this done. I mean, it's a matter of just kind of off balancing DRX. They, you know, just it's a mental thing. If that's how you beat them, because you saw in that last map that Damwon had a pretty good game plan coming into it, I thought, but they're sometimes just better. I mean, like DRX is hard to deal with. They're really well thought out, really well prepared.
Yeah, that's kind of been the mantra for this team for quite some time. Just incredibly well prepared, and that's why they haven't dropped a map so far. So now the streak moves up to 17. Question is, you know, Damwon, can they answer back? Can they stop it? Otherwise, DRX, if they can win out this series, do they just get the full 21 map win streak all the way through Stage 2 by sweeping in the grand finals once more? Because they did in Stage 1 versus OnSlayers.
Maybe
might be able to do it again.
Just something's in the water in Korean esports this year where some team just runs over everybody. So, I mean, absolutely DRX is capable of it. And I know, like, talking to a lot of the other teams in the APAC region, so including Japan and you know, the actual Apex, you know, Southeast Asia, that people are struggling against DRX and scrims. I mean, nobody's having success against them right now. And Fade, in particular, is an agent that has fell into DRX's hands, and it's perfect for them. I mean, it gives you information. It gives you the ability to use disinformation, like we just saw there with the Prowlers in that previous game. And there's so much that they can use to set up the Neon now. So that's opened up the playbook for maps that normally they kind of were a little bit weaker on, like Bind. You know, the Fracture here looking pretty damn strong. So the way that DRX, again, approached this season was beautiful, and nobody else has been able to adapt as well, as quickly. And I mean, you expected DRX to be the best team, but I mean, other teams are getting much better, like Maru, for example. But DRX is just so far ahead in terms of their coaching and their preparation.
Well, that they are. We see what Damwon have up their sleeve, taking us to Split. Can we get some differentiation in the comps from what we've seen in the past, or widely going to be the same? We'll have to just wait and see. For now, though, Mako, MVP from map number 1, as we were kind of talking about before the break. He just had an immense amount of impact with that brim. A little bit of a slow start, but by the end, he was very much fired up. And it does go ahead and clean sweep the votes.
I want to point something out, besides Mako being an absolute nutter, and he's a nutter on Split sometimes too. Those clutches that he came up with the other day or the other week were absolutely insane. It is worth pointing out the last time these two teams squared off on this map was Stage 1, where DRX clapped them, and DRX started on the attacker side and had a phenomenal attacker side 8-4 on it, and DRX has picked attacker side. They got to choose side.
Yeah.
And they're going for attacker side on Split. So that tells me that DRX has something lined up, or they feel really confident about this. So I am really, really curious about this. Since, of course, you know, since it's selected by Damwon KIA, usually you're expecting your opponent to grab defender side first on Split.
Well, not to be. DRX changing it up just a bit. Let's see how they fare there. Did get to see it yesterday, you know, in WGS versus Spear. WGS taking that away from Spear after they had selected it. It was a good start overall for Spear on that attacker side. It looked like maybe they were going to be able to do it. I mean, what was it, 6-6, I believe, at the half?
Yeah.
And it seemed like a fantastic boon for Spear, and then things really kind of started to spiral out of control, ended up going to overtime, and W just closed it from there. Let's see what the comps look like as we go into agent selection. Texture still going to be sticking with a Jet. RB stays on the Neon, so far, it's nothing shocking at all as Exy, Ullman, Hate, yep, and the Sages should be the thing around it out, but no! Oh! Zest changes it up. He's going to stay with a Fade.
I love it. I really do like it in most senses. I mean, giving up the Sage is tricky, but since DRX went attacker side first, I figured something was in the cards that wasn't going to be their usual look at this map. So I like this. I like this a lot from the side of DRX. I assume they've got something pretty impactful lined up for this, so let's see how it plays out. I mean, you know, those haunts, if you've got good lineups for them, you're going to get a lot of information on this map.
All right, well, just the one little difference there from the Neon and the Jet. Let's see who is able to come out on top. DWG KIA need to win this. Their map pick of Split if they want to stay in the series. Otherwise, DRX will move forward into the grand final. Let's see what happens.
I don't know if I could hang out in this store, like all the lights on the inside.
Too much.
It's too bright.
Yeah.
I don't like bright stuff. Like, I like it when they turn the lights off in the studio.
Too much visual stimuli.
Yeah, I can't handle it. Wow, that wall right away. There was a lot of utility invested before that wall, though. So, you know, DRX slowed up for a moment.
Esperanza was spotted. Now the Prowler goes into the back and got the munch off. He's going to be blinded as he tries to make his way out the screen. Cest has already crept so far forward that he's able to get the punish. Plant now coming through here. Very quick hit onto the A site. They will get staved off for a moment. Mako taking some damage from that blind spray through the smoke. Has to reposition. Thinks about TPing behind the map, but does not.
Well, again, there's just enough follow-up utility for DRX off their initial hit that they still able to get that, like you said, the flash, then the finish. There's a fault line that is definitely going to hit Buzz, but he's got a headhunter.
And he does, and he manages the dome one, follows up, flips over to the side, finds Bognan. Picks up the ghost. He's looking for the last kill. He will not be allowed to get it. RV will claim it for himself. And DRX will once more win a pistol round. So far, 100% win rate today.
I'm feeling the alliteration today. Buzz is bananas. Buzz is bonkers. Buzz is ballistic.
Buzz is Well, no.
Buzz is Batman. Oh, no.
He is Batman.
Just take that, Bruce Wayne. He was just a fake.
Sometimes he does play like he's Batman.
He's pretty good, yeah.
If Batman used guns.
Yeah, if Batman used guns, then he'd be Buzz, right?
And then he would just be the Punisher, I suppose.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, let's go with that. I feel like Buzz is a little bit more Punisher-esque. Bognan, all right, he's got a headhunter. Last time it worked for Buzz. Now I'm trying to channel it for Bognan.
Oh, RB. I want to say he did notice, but Esperanza just gets a point-blank right-click into the head. Mako, though, holding down Garage, will make sure that they trade up no matter what. Push and Texture narrowly missing the follow-up shot. Still wouldn't have killed unless he got him in the head. Ends up dying. Now it's just Hate and Esperanza looking to retake B. And they at least do have that Spectre pickup from RB for a little bit of extra firepower, but they're not exactly playing close ranges here.
Yeah, I mean, anything you can get out of the hands of DRX at this point is a win to go on to the follow-through. DRX, by the way, has won every pistol round so far, so we don't have to talk about the weird curse that I think is basically dead at this point for DRX. Long since dead. There is going to be a heal invested, still sitting on a wall, and okay, Esperanza, you know, found that Spectre, put it to good use.
It's a good lurk, jiggles out, C-stacks for a moment, who is going to be the recipient of that fault line.
Well,
they have to push this aggressively. They just want to take guns away from them if they can. Hate now, scooping up the Spectre, sees if he can do a little bit more damage. Cannot. It's still just going to be the Bulldog and the Spectre remaining for the side of DRX, so they do lose a couple of their weapons. They still move up 2-0.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea from DRX, again, changing their pace on one part of the map, but kind of playing it slow on the other, so RB goes for something crazy. That fault line even hits. Very nice reaction there by Esperanza, but again, they're going fast on one side, so it's kind of a bait there. Even if RB dies, they're expecting the push out from Garage, and Mako's right there to pick up a bunch of kills with his Spectre, so good enough, but like you were talking about, a decent amount of damage done by DWG KIA on that round.
Here's the fast lane as they look for another quick hit onto A. Texture around the corner in elbow, sprays down through the smoke, through the fast lane, manages to find stacks, but that's all he's able to get. In reply, it's 3 quick kills here for the side of DRX. A couple weapons now can be snatched up. Buzz just pulling away from ramp as the plant will come down.
Yeah, no reason for Buzz to try to peek at that range with the Spectre, so playing it up close and personal. This is all, again, kind of a ruse that lets RB slip through to the back of sight and get some huge kills.
Oh, Mako jiggling there. Takes a couple shots from the Vandal. Now armorless. BC's bunking for a moment. The paranoia not going to connect, but it doesn't matter. Still finds that elimination, but as Buzz pushes out from main, he will claim Bognan. Mako gets XC, and that is a 3-0 start on the attack for DRX. Wide smiles on everybody's faces. That is a terrifying thing.
Yeah. You don't want to see. You don't want to see. If Mako starts smiling, that's when you know things are going real well.
You should be shaking in your boots.
I mean, again, this is just great stuff.
You wouldn't like me when I'm happy.
Nice. You called it back to our that's good, man. That was nice. Called it back to the Batman reference.
I was more like, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Yeah, isn't that Batman?
I think that's Hulk.
Is it?
I believe so.
Oh. I guess I'm not that nerdy. I'm sorry. I failed.
I mean, I haven't watched a superhero movie, at least
oh,
not a
that's
Marvel
right.
one,
It was.
forever.
Wasn't it like Edward Norton's?
It might have been.
Hulk or something?
There's been so many of them.
Why did I think it was
Yeah, Eric Bana, then Norton. We have a timeout, so we're just going to talk about superhero
Yeah, deal
stuff.
with it.
You guys are just along for the ride, all right? We're like a tow truck. You've broken down on the street, and we are just taking you wherever we want.
Yeah, you got to deal with our inane pop culture rants. All right.
But yeah, I think the Batman was the last movie that I watched that was a superhero film. I
for
have
some
been watching
reason,
The Boys, but I don't really
The
consider
Boys is
that.
so good.
I don't consider that being superhero content, even though it literally is.
It is, but it isn't, right?
It's so anti everything.
Yeah.
Marvel and DC.
It's definitely a deconstruction of superheroes. But I love this. Okay, the start of this round, they sneak RB through. That fast lane is really well placed. And this is what I was talking about. That he gets through there and he breaks through the back lines and just absolutely disrupts and dismantles DWG KIA on all this. So again, the way that DRX sets RB up for success or uses him sometimes as bait is really, really powerful. Now he's up close and personal. God, that's scary.
Yeah, the Prowler from Zest is perfect. They scout behind the box. That catches Texture. That forces the tailwind. So even though RB finds himself in a bit of a dicey situation, he's got enough cover from the wall. And Zest perfectly plays that to peel.
I don't think that smoke to cross hate over really fooled DRX. Well, now they know for sure because he's shooting the gun. But definitely now, Hate going to try to respond with a flash. Texture not able to find anybody peeking. So everybody just waiting this out. Now look at where Bognan is. He's all the way out in attacker's spawn waiting for a re-rotate.
He's getting up behind him, and he's not inching forward anymore. Now he's going to have to because the site is being assaulted. RB moving forward, gets Esperanza, looks for a little bit more, just jumping around like a madman. XE and Hate, though, come up with a couple of kills. He will be good for one. XE finds another before dying. A little bit more possible as it's a 2v2. The Spike stranded just below the rafters.
And Texture's aware that Buzz has been unaccounted for some time. Buzz was lurking in sewers, makes his way through ropes, has that blocky Phantom, the minimalist Phantom. Oh, he doesn't win that fight at range.
No, he does not. Now Buzz, he's got no time. Shots from behind. Texture gets him in the back of the head with the Sheriff, and that is a thrifty win for DWG.
I love the way DWG plays this round. Extremely patient, making sure that they've got defenses kind of staggered, and then they get Bognan in the spawn, either waiting for, I think they expected a re-rotate potentially, just based on how much resistance they put up on the A site. Doesn't happen, doesn't matter. That still gives them kind of that flex option on the backside.
Yeah, I mean, this round really just started to fall apart for DRX as soon as they bought that minimum Phantom. It's just so ugly. I can't believe that they would do that. And that's why they get thrifted. Bognan just going to be seized over here. Guys, I know that there's people who like that stuff, but it's fine.
We can joke about it.
Yeah.
Don't take it personally.
It's not my cup of tea. Bognan up on top of the rafters. Manages to get a point-blank shot onto Buzz, but RB just zapping away. He's looking for XE. He's there in the smoke. He will eventually get the third kill. We'll get a little bit more. We'll have to see because he has refreshed that basically all the way back up to its maximum charge. Spike now planted, and Texture is the last one standing.
DRX is just like, all right, enough of this. Kind of waiting for the round to, play out, seeing get some information. Now we're just going to hammer through. RB just grabbed a frenzy and popped his ult and went ham right through mail. No brakes on that train. And he just slams through, catching members of DWG KIA completely off guard. And again, it's utility to set him up along the way. And now Texture has the dash popped.
It's going to expire, though. Tap on the spike, and RB will just swing the corner, picks up a fourth. As DRX will get a fourth round as well. 4-1 the scoreline, as already this is feeling a bit bad for Tom on 8-4. You already feel pretty decent about that typically on the attack.
Yeah, and especially coming off a huge thrifty.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. RB getting help from his teammates. They're going to shut, even though Bogdan gets one, they shut the op down right away. He's spraying around the corner, has to reload it. That's fine, no problem. Grabs the gun. Good as gold. RB just doing a great job on the Neon in general this year. I mean, I've been really impressed. I really like that they're setting him up relay bolt. Bogdan has to back off. He's got the tour de force.
Yeah. RB just jumps across the way. The Prowler eating the shot. Bogdan now trying to rotate back up. Oh no. Bogdan trying to rotate back over to screens. As here's the push, and okay, Buzz will make use of it. It's a nice kill. Rez instantly going to be coming through, and obviously with the rendezvous out, there's no quick reply.
He heard you, man.
With the Blade Storm. Down around the corner. It's not Esperanza. It's not Texture actually who finds the kill. It is Esperanza. Rolling Thunder now. Coming across the site.
That gives Buzz enough time to roll up on in.
See with the Sheriff, good for one. Mako breaks the wall, looks to swing in from behind, but it's just Texture left standing, and he will fall as Stax finds 3 eliminations, and DRX continue to stretch their lead.
I mean, there's so many good things here for DRX, of course. Stax is fired up. He just got that triple kill. And then he just kind of shrugged his shoulders. But how many times have we seen Stax on Breach, on A-site split, just put up these huge multi-kills?
Oh,
I was going to say this is Buzz hearing you criticizing his skin choice, but no. Of course.
Different strokes.
Yeah. I mean, but he plays these angles so well. Oh, wow. What a reaction there. That transfer started out a little wonky, and he somehow got that recoil under control. I love the way that DRX is playing today. I love the Vandals.
Okay, Buzz a little bit slow on that peak. Texture able to just see his shoulder for basically a full second, and then nails the shot. Doesn't whiff it. RB in the meantime just forward at vents.
Well, this is do or die for DWG KIA, right? I mean, like, you invested in the operator.
Yeah.
Like, it has to start right now. You've already seeded 5 rounds on DRX's attacker side. Like, you cannot afford to have any more slips. It has to be just aces the rest of the way. And let's see, they've got a double angle here on the rafters. But that one way is making DRX have to wait it out. Making a little bit of noise. He's trying to bait him out here for Esperanza. Trying to just combo off the fault line.
Fault line at the ready to try to slow them up. RB goes dropping down into hell. Hate ready to receive him. Gets the elimination. Now has to relocate. Jumps away from the aftershock safely. Makes his way out to the side, but Stax will steady his aim. Tries to draw back out, but Esperanza cleans up 2. Exy now finding Mako, and Damwon will find his second round win.
I'm sorry, I looked at you funny there because I think Stax switched to the spike.
Yeah, I think he was getting ready to drop and plant, but then wasn't ready for the Sage to be right there.
Yeah, I think they weren't expecting that many people to be on the site there. And, you get that info, but that's a great follow-up here by Hate. He's actually, doing a great job with that bait, even though it's a little bit delayed. Esperanza absolutely phenomenal on the hold. Now they got it locked down. So, again, we said that one must-win round, and it is going to come through for the side of DWG KIA. But I like the little things they're doing there. The way they combo the utility, and again, Texture early, operator kill.
And this is the kind of read that they, if they can consistently get these and shut down the Neon early, it really slows down the chaos that DRX have been, widely playing in these rounds. Once RB is able to be unleashed, get, pretty much anywhere on the map, you don't know which corners, you have to check every single corner. You have to be trying to, clear so many different angles. So getting him out early, huge boon.
And now that you've got that operator in the hands of a player as skilled with it as Texture, it adds another layer to slow the Neon down, right? Usually you're kind of relying on the Sage with the walls and the slows, but with the operator there as well, gives you a lot of ability with a skilled player to add extra layers of defense. So DWG KIA doing a good job. Esperanza, the only one on A-site proper. You've got Exy over in screens. They're rotating through. That is nasty.
Another nice shot. Mako going to be grateful that he didn't peek at the same time, otherwise we could have been looking at a collat.
30초
Now,
남았습니다.
it's going to be the creep forward. I mean, Buzz has walked all the way around towards defender's spawn. Ult line getting ready to come through. No, he holds it, I believe. Buzz now creeping into screens. He could still get jumped from behind. Trying to make his way forward. Oh, Mako going to be dead as he tries to TP in. Buzz will be good for one, but Hate swings out from heaven. Catches him in the head, and Damwon now starting to get some wind in their sails. They string two together. Still a ways to go, and if they want this to, if they want to feel comfortable about this map, unless they have something up their sleeve for the attack themselves, if they want to feel comfortable here, they really need to keep winning out these rounds.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, again, as long as you can keep that operator flowing for Texture, now you're getting a little bit of extra bankroll. So even if a round slips up, which you really can't afford in some ways because of the way Split typically plays out, but regardless, if you can keep this momentum going, I like the timeout here from Termi. Talk about what's going on. Talk about how you're going to isolate and identify the operator, how you're going to try to bait it out. I think now might be kind of an opportunity to use that fade utility to suss out Texture's location and then play off of that. And I think that's really, for me, going to be key. Using Mako to follow up with the smokes to cut off the vision, or just, somehow getting some of Stax's utility potentially to land on the Texture to, really throw him off. And then you can maybe get RB through, because the last couple rounds RB's been shut down. So now you need to readdress that and kind of resituate your mentality.
Termi wanting to right the ship a little bit, make sure they can stop Damwon rather from picking up some additional rounds. Let's see what they have ready to go moving forward. As we'll take a look, I mean, just great pick from Texture. Yeah, be just jumping out. Just the follow-up. Mako just trying to make his way to the site, but unaware of Esperanza's position down below the rafters. They make it easy. Hate with a nice little headshot at the end earns him a fist bump from Solo as he came out on stage. But now we focus back up. We go in.
This looks like a fast hit.
Yep, and it's Wadley and Eco here. Bulldogs for Zest and Stax. Everybody else going to be on pistols. And then the Shorty and Headhunter, of course, for Buzz.
Slowed it up. They're not sure the positionings. Rendezvous out, but they do get the haunt spot. Yep.
Really bold. Pushed out Esperanza, trying to boost up over top. Zest finds one, finds another. Bognon does drop the spike for a moment. Maka, I mean, the crossfire setup here from DRX is just brutal. They will scoop up the weapons, and now it's just Texture, and he's got the operator, so can do nothing more but sit back. Looks like he'll stay just in front of the defender's spawn, stare down towards alley and stairs. See if he can find any picks here. Limit the economy of DRX a little bit more, but this is a done and dusted round.
This is it. I mean, they had to cede so much space onto the site because they only had, just one member. They just had Bognon over there watching B proper, and then Zest comes in. It's a great shot up towards rafters, up towards B heaven.
Oh.
And yeah, okay, you've got the operator. Now you can try to chase this down.
Oh, boy.
This is a thrifty, so might as well go for it.
He drops RB right here, and he's got a node scope him, and he cannot. RB will get it, and there is the thrifty up on your screen. DRX once more in control, or at least maintaining control.
It's not good. I mean, it's a great round here from DRX. They just kind of, find the right read, and that wall does not fool Zest at all. And then goodness, he is really good with the Bulldog. And we've seen it on Fracture. We've seen it here today that when he gets this gun, he's just as dangerous as about any other. And yeah, they get the operator. I mean, again, like I said earlier, Damwon Kia did bank up enough. They have another round of operator. They're going to grab that for Buzz for the attacker side for DRX. And
okay, Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, Rolling Thunder, right? Use the wall to invest the Rolling Thunder. Play for retake now. So you could give up that space you did previously that didn't work out for you in the other round. That a little bit more, you feel a little bit more safe in doing so now. But you do have dueling Rolling Thunders here as well. So that's something to keep in mind. Esperanza has another revive online. So there's a couple different ways this can all shake out. Esperanza, throws the slow off the Prowler just in case. There's kind of those, again, quintessential kind of DRX hits where they like to use the Prowler to lead the way for RB. So you know, that's a kind of a conditioned response here for Esperanza. I like the protocol on that, honestly. I mean, you got to be prepared for those neon hits. Overdrive in hand as well.
Paranoia. Thrown there by Exy. Straight out across from stairs into mid.
So he just kind of yeeted that one.
Yeah. Well, speaking of yeeting, there's the Rolling Thunder. Hey, trying to slow him up. Spot comes through in RB. I mean, it's just like deja vu.
Did he just shoot his own team's haunt?
I think so, for a brief moment. Exy does manage to find Stacks. Bogdan around the back. Does get Mako out of mail. Exy now TPing forward. The shot Texture catching Buzz right in the thigh. Now it's going to be a man advantage here for the side of DWG KIA. Pushing in Zest on the back sight. Some shots go forward. RB getting 4. Does he see a 5th? Texture pushes the corner. Manages to take him down at close range. The knife, it comes out, but he doesn't know which way to look. Zest catching him off guard before the right click can come through, and DRX will find a 7th round.
Just phenomenal patience here from DRX. You could see that midway through this round with kind of that paranoia that's sent into outer space, that, you know, it was starting to frustrate DWG KIA a little bit. They couldn't get a good read on the positioning, and then it's a Rolling Thunder of their own to open. There's the cross. A Rolling Thunder from Hate. He does actually shoot at that Haunt, but the Haunt gets the spot regardless, and that makes it easy even with the near sight landing, and then RB good for 2 more, and that is a huge save for him. I mean, Texture doing everything he can, but that angle for Zest just a little bit off.
Oh, Exy. Stun can't TP nearly far enough to break line of sight. RB gets on top of him in record time. Texture now going to be spotted around the back of elbow. He's blinded, still manages to get 1. The Prowler blind must have been fading there. He does get a single elimination.
I think Buzz thought he hit that shot at first, and then kind of...
What? He's still alive?
Oh, man. It looked like a decent flick. I just barely missed. And not the end of the world here yet. We'll see. I mean, there is a world where Bogdan gets a kill and then tour de forces and takes it, but never mind.
Clean stuff from Mako. Turn sights from one to the other, and that is now 8 rounds. Could be a 9-3 attacking side from DRX, unless Tom1 can win this last round with a final bye. And even then, only having 4 as a defense starter, I mean, this is such a wild spot to be in.
Yeah, there's that great ball line.
No, he just goes off of the gunfire.
Unbelievable.
That's a great shot from Texture, but
I imagine
it's the only kill they found.
Yeah, I mean, Texture is doing everything he can. You know, he's 9-9, and that's the best they got. Wall up immediately, slows down the push from the Neon again, but DRX this time, a little bit patient. They do invest the Nightfall.
It's basically all they can do to try to stop them from getting access to A is just throw the wall, throw the slow orbs. RB still chasing forward. He knows that there's someone around the backside of this map, but Esperanza will manage to best him in the end. In the meantime, B site starting to be attacked. They're creeping forward, but Bogdan shuts down 1. The TP from Mako grabs the spike. TP's up, but they have already wrapped around the pillar. It looks like DWG should be able to make this an 8-4 half.
That looks really good. You never know, though. Stacks and Zest still alive, who have been playing out of their minds so far today. Texture going to be looping through spawn to try to get in. Hate going to line up, get ready, and yeah, throws it into heaven, and does connect. And well, Bogdan also going to connect.
All right, Stacks, ace clutch. Do you have it in you? Nope. He gets 1. Esperanza will arrive up into heaven to get that final kill. But no way to breathe easily, even after that final round victory. DWG KIA absolutely have their work cut out for them.
Oh yeah, this is a phenomenal half for DRX in so many ways. They, you know, it definitely was. It definitely is sort of a. You would think just looking at the agent selection, that the way that DRX shifted for their attacker side start, that the attacker side was going to be a key focus of this map, but. You know, on the defender side, just no matter what, split lends itself to the defending team. So even without a Sage, for example, you know, I don't think it should be potentially super difficult for DRX. I think this is going to be really good for them. I think in, part of the issue they're also addressing with this agent composition for DRX is the Sage has been a bit of a struggle for Zest at times, and I think the Fade just kind of fits into him. It fits into their MO. for this entire stage. Just the way that they want to be initiator focused. They want to, you know, set up everybody for success, to combo that utility. I mean, again, a lot of this is about getting RB up close and personal and getting those opening kills, getting those first bloods.
Well, going once more. The ever important pistol round here for the side of Damwon, who need to win this map to extend it. Otherwise, they go down to the losers bracket, and we'll have to play yet again.
Mako trying to use his ult to do something a little bit sneaky there. Of course, he grabbed the spike, but he just tries to shrouded step over, and it didn't fool anybody.
Oh, that's amazing.
The art is good.
Yeah. Dude, shout out to the chat. He drew a picture of you guys.
Yeah. No. Oh, man.
I love you, chat.
Yeah. Tasteless would have loved that. He's a big fan of that, the Pepes and stuff.
All right, well, here we go in for the pistol round. And Buzz will start it off with a kill. Well, Nanbang has not shown up today so far.
No, it has very much been a Ningbang, a cold room. It's not a hot one. It's, you know, it's tough, man. DRX is good. I mean, they're just they've gotten better and better and better throughout this stage. I mean, they started off strong, and there have been a few, you know, maps that almost went sideways. But again, their whole read on this meta was really good from the get-go. I would say this is, oh my god.
Ooh.
That is disgusting.
A relay bolt just to really slow him down even further. Stacks now waiting. Back alley at the ready with that fault line should he need it.
Hate trying to get around the corner. Still has a couple flashes. His aftershock. See if he invested onto RB to try to flush him out. Stacks waiting for this stairs push.
Sees him, backs away. But Hate, he doesn't know. Stacks will find the elimination. Esperanza, good for one, but that's about it. Maka will gun him down as XC fell, and that is one step closer now to really just keeping the streak alive. 18 maps consecutively for DRX if they can close this out.
And they've won every pistol so far. That's 4 pistols in a row. And that is a you know, distressing sign for opponents when DRX is figuring these pistol rounds out. I mean, that's just not fair. And then, like you said, Stack sees Hate does not see Stack, so it makes it fairly easy for him. Esperanza stunned up, another stunned up classic kill. I mean, take what you can get at this point, because things are not looking good. I was kind of curious if maybe Damwon might try to force here, but they didn't.
Prowler goes out. Bogdan again trying his luck against Buzz. And, ooh, you know, margins there. Almost had the shot. Buzz, he concedes it. Teleports away. RB in the meantime was able to find Texture out mid. Well, looks like he might try his hand with Bogdan.
Yeah, this is a little bit awkward, of course. You know, with that Headhunter at this range, you got to be pretty cautious about pushing this corner. But it is the Neon, so you've got a little bit of extra wiggle room. I'm going to make the cross undetected.
Checks the corner. Just continue pursuing forward. Buzz in the meantime gets Hate. RB decides to swing out, puts a little bit of damage into Bogdan's backside. He then takes further damage from Buzz. Teleporter going to be cleared. He's already exited back. They're very much committed to this site now. Assaulting it is going to prove to be very difficult. Smoke comes in. XC up top here in heaven. The swing out from RB takes him down to 6 HP. Swings out onto the rafters, drops down. Will end up falling. That's going to be the spike straight into the ground. Buzz gets Bogdan, and it's just Esperanza in a dream. It's not going to come to fruition. 10-4 now, so they win the anti-eco flawlessly. They just need 3 more to go to advance forward into the grand final.
I mean, so far today, none of the anti-ecos have been thrown by DRX. They've converted. every time off the pistol. And in fact, they've converted on the bonus twice, 2 out of 3 times so far. And right now, you again, talk about must-win rounds. DWG KIA has one coming up, no doubt about it. You can't throw another one into the hands of DRX and let that economy sink. So DRX there isn't going to invest in one Vandal for Buzz. And well, that's a good paranoia.
Oh my God, Buzz still gets the shot. Texture take it down. He's gonna swing right back out and he finds Hate. Buzz is shutting down this buy round. That is catastrophic. The swing out from RB puts a little bit of damage in. XC does find Buzz, peeking in from heaven. Bognan getting one, XC getting another. RB trying to hold to the back of sight. Now gonna rotate through the elbow, and it's a 2v1 versus Esperanza, who needs to get this spike planted.
What is that opening shot from Buzz?
Just disgusting.
It's absolutely nuts. I'm like, oh, he's just going to TP out.
Okay, Esperanza finding one. He needs to clutch it, and he cannot. RB will close out the round for his team. That's 11 on the board, and that is utterly devastating to DWG's hopes and dreams.
Yep, that's 3 bonuses converted out of 4 for the side of DRX. That's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, that is... That conversion rate just shouldn't be possible, shouldn't be real, but DRX is capable of these kind of things. How? How in the world? I mean, of course he sees the bullets, but still, like, jeez.
Timing.
I know, he's just insane. I mean, he grabs a Vandal. He's like, I'm good for 2 on this. Good luck, have fun. Stacks flashed for himself there, got a nice kill. Yeah, RB feeling it today, feeling it this stage. You love to see it. You love to see those DRX signs with the cute little chibi DRX players, I guess you could call them, for lack of a better word. I think it's cute, okay?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, Bognan spotted. Buzz again, playing respectfully, backs away. As it's an all-in gamble for the side of Damwon.
Trying to cut through mid. Smoked off. Looking towards ropes. Texture going to be opening the way, but there's a trademark right around the corner. The outside of the ropes for RB to play off of. He's got overdrive as well to back this up. Buzz has tour de force, so a couple big damage alts sitting behind all this.
I mean, he's so wary about this. He knows that they're going to have to try to clear the trademark. That'll turn their attention to the left, and then he can counter swing from the right.
Like the setup here, so saying you watch.
Get the dash forward. Esperanza unable to find the kill. There's the relay bolt comes sliding through. Texture will cut him down. That makes it a 1-for-1. Bognan now advancing forward. Buzz at the back of map. Drops the spike, but Bognan will be able to trade that back in. Spike now going to be acquired. 3v3. The plant getting ready to come through.
XC's lurk.
Yeah, he is trying to lurk his way through. He's considerably far away. He needs to get through the vent here.
Oh, I think he's about to backstab Zest.
He looks down for just a moment there as he was pushing the Prowler forward. XC biding his time. Now strikes. Comes in from behind. Does manage to get one. Mako, however, picks up Texture. And now it's a good old Omen 1v1, and Mako's got the HP advantage as he lurks inside of his own smoke. Pushes out of the side, though. He thinks that XC is still going to be swinging out from heaven. XC plays that a little bit faster than he might have anticipated, so they do get the round win, but they lose 4 of their all-in purchase rifles.
That was really one of my bigger takeaways from this, that even though they get the win, it's still absolutely catastrophic financially. Able to sidestep that fault line is Texture. I was kind of curious from his perspective. Stacks is trying to get there to help. Stacks still good for 1, no matter what, it feels like, from screens. But Axie there, yeah, able to kind of win that 50-50 of sorts and at least steal 1 round. But
RB,
overdrive,
rushing into Ramen, but he was tucked away next to the fridge here and does manage to kill him off. We've seen how much value he's been able to get with those ults so far on this map, and they want to make sure that it does not happen again. Good little shutdown. Still a decent amount they have to get through. Stacks, if he's feeling it, very well may throw that Rolling Thunder.
You can see DK getting spotted. Paranoia's out.
Yep, they jump back around the corner. Not taking any damage. Stacks, there's the flash, pushes it aggressively, but Esperanza takes his head off, manages to find Mako as well. Backs away. And Zest get that final elimination there. XC will cut him down. 4 members versus just Buzz with a tour de force.
Can you channel your inner Wenti on this one. I can see the clutch ace with the tour de force.
He's got no reason, obviously, to not play for this.
Yeah,
so
oh yeah.
he will go for it. And any kills that he can get is going to be completely and utterly massive. Bogdan on the opposite side, though, does have a tour de force of his own, obviously.
Well,
Buzz just going to slow creep down. Drops the rope, finds one, swaps to the headhunter. Bogdan whiffs the shot. Swing on the corner, Texture just behind the box. They cannot get that flick in time. They will hold on to 3 weapons. As Damwon try to claw their way back.
the expected result on the eco there. And, you know, again, the early part of this round, I like what DWG KIA is doing because they're taking their time, they're being patient. You know, they respond well enough to RB's initial push with the overdrive. I think we're going to have a timeout here. I think Solo's going to come out and have a little talky talk.
Yep.
DWG KIA. But the initial part of this round, they're playing slow, they're playing cautious, they're looking for that tour de force. They're looking for Buzz to make sure that, you know, that isn't going to be a problem. Once they kind of figure out that it's probably not on B, once they start checking through B main, they don't get they don't get shot at by it. They're like, okay, we can now take this. You know, a decent little response by DRX to try to buy a little bit of time for rotations, throwing some utility, trying to play around that corner, right in garage at the entrance, but it doesn't work out for DRX, and DWG KIA able to win a round that they should. Now let's see, gun's going to be back in hand for the side of DRX. Let's see what the buys look like. Let's see if they're going to go for the operator on this one. I wouldn't be too surprised if they did. RB having a hell of a game.
Yeah, 23, 12, and 5. I mean, he's been giving his life for the cause many a time, but more than making up for it in the number of kills.
Look at this.
The buys coming back through.
I can't read that fast enough. 10 assists already for Stacks as well. I wanted to point that out. He's having a really impactful half with his utility.
I think it might have just said, like, texture is too good over and over again.
Okay.
I only read the first 2 lines.
I gave up.
All work and no play makes texture a dull boy. All work and no play makes texture a dull boy. Just repeat that.
Well, all right. Texture gets slowed up momentarily by the relay bolt. RB gonna fling out another one and then back out. XE, the ult. Checks
He's in the back of A site.
Yeah, it's clear.
There it is. Stacks waiting inside the smoke here. And screen. For a second, I thought maybe he was just going to fire a shot off over to Bogdan, who's now trying to push his way in. Stacks now strikes. Texture on the counter swing finds him, but RB is there to cover. Speranza, he cannot pursue forward. He's just going to wall this off once they get the res through. The wall already having been broken, though.
Oh!
The up shot from Buzz finds one. Swap over the Classic. He looks to try to get rid of Bogdan. He cannot do so, but Buzz will take him down. XE and Hate now versus 3. Versus 2.
No way.
Versus 1. XE nails headshot after a headshot. Now it's all on Buzz's shoulders. Trying to bring them back across the line. He cannot do it. The IGL for Damwon puts his foot down, finds 3, and they find yet another round.
That's not normally. Man, XE, that is some great stuff from him. Some great reactions. Even though that initial push through screens is, you know, being DWG KIA being fooled, Buzz is right there to follow up quick. And oh my God, what a shot around the corner. Stacks, though, him going down early means that the Rolling Thunder was not in the hands of DRX for this retake. So that's lost utility. Lost potential advantage, and as good as XE, or excuse me, as good as Buzz is, XE's better right now. And man, oh man, back to eco for DRX. I mean, DWG KIA.
Okay. Force on the teleport. RB still trying to push the issue here, but Esperanza with the covering fire keeps Texture alive, and in the fight, they get the elimination. And they look for a little bit more. They storm their way into the back of a Heaven. Manage to get rid of 3 more members. Suddenly, it's just Buzz, the last one standing, and they say, well, he was playing on the A site. We know he teleported it out. Let's go to B. Should be clear.
Buzz is just jiggling his gun like he knows. Like this is not going good.
He can't do anything until realistically the spike gets planted, which it now has. We'll see which way he decides to go and if he can find any additional value. But still a good amount of money here in the pockets, Damwon.
Just playing a little ring around the rosy with Hate, but Hate not fooled, so gonna find the final kill in the round, and that's gonna be 8 for DWG KIA. Making a comeback. Are we gonna see Termy making a comeback to the stage here.
Quite possibly.
Have a little
Might
talk.
wait to see how this next buy round goes before. I'll have to just wait and see. That is now 4 consecutive rounds picked up for Dam1. Ooh, so need 3 more to tie this.
Just a fast push, feeling it. Everybody working together. Hate, again, great reaction to the attempted sort of bamboozle by Buzz. I'm good with the alliteration on Buzz today. I'm feeling that.
Keep it going. You keep it going.
You sound so excited.
Dam1 going to try to keep the wins going. Stunned up there for just a moment with the Blade Storm in hand. Everybody disengaging away from mid. Buzz has got the op. He's just staring over at an empty A lobby.
He's been doing that a lot. They're really playing to keep that angle locked down with Buzz.
TP from Mako checking out Garage.
Staxon be heaven. He's got an important role to potentially play in this, as most of the members of Dam1 KIA are angling.
So ready to swing. He does not actually. Okay.
Texter's trying to try to create a little bit of a distraction, but this might be a rotate here on the side of Dam1 KIA. I feel like they might kind of be trying to double trick DRX, because Texter tried to fake here on the A initially, but now they're making quite a bit of noise.
Smoke back heaven. They're gonna wall off the ramp, push around the corner. Texture, domes RB. That's the kind of shot, the kind of reaction that he needs to have, but it's not ready enough to try to get rid of Buzz. The Rolling Thunder going to be used just to push him into the corner, but no one can capitalize on that. Instead, they're going to leave Esperanza here in heaven and start shipping that spike back over to B.
Oh, now they're doubling back again. I mean, I love the rotations from Dam1 KIA.
Esperanza, if he strikes here. He's thinking about swinging. He moves in behind him. Doesn't get the elimination yet. He's waiting. He's playing this out patiently, but the spike's got to be planted. They finally will start it up. Bogdanon TPing back over into Ramen. Mako. Oh no!
He stopped it.
They don't have time!
He shrouded step behind it. He stopped it.
He cannot get it! DRX move up 12-8! Buzz even kills Esperanza at the end, and that is a heartbreaker! The rug pulled out from Dam1 KIA from beneath them at the very last second.
That is absolutely genius from Mako here.
Show me the replay. I need to see the POV.
Absolute genius. I think he was in alley, TP'd behind the pillar.
Oh, that is going to hurt.
I'm fairly confident that's what happened on the map. Watch this. He got behind him. Yep. Or wait, that was Xe, excuse me. Are we gonna see it? We didn't see it. Still, I watched it on the map. I am 90% certain what happened was he went alley behind pillar, and nobody saw it. And he stopped the plant just in time, because they had to commit to the plant at that point. It's really good timing for Mako, knowing the situation, because they can't afford to let go because of the time that's left on the clock. So smart. He's just unbelievable.
Oh, that just hurts so much to have it get interrupted there. Let's see, though. Now playing to take us into overtime. Texture creeping forward. They know, of course, that there's the trademark just around this corner.
Surprise! It's been there every round. Buzz is kind of on an island now. I mean, if Dam1 KIA has kind of figured out this position of Buzz, they might be able to take him out, but are they going to go through spawn?
It's certainly looking like it. Greeted by a flash. Zest here on the corner. Good for one. Can't get another. Already been weakened. Xe does manage to break open Garage. Now it's just sacked. The last line of defense here at the B site. He knows when they're swinging around from behind.
No.
He gets one while he's blind. Texture will kill him off, and now we've got a 2v2. See Texture versus Buzz and RB. And way forward, Buzz dropping down. Doesn't do it quietly. He makes some noise. There's going to be one at help. Relay bolt. That should hit. Texture trying to swing forward. Looks like he may have avoided it. Push on the corner. Has to dash away. And Xe will collat him to close out the round and keep their heads above the water.
That is unbelievable. I mean, Xe today, so many big rounds for Dam1 KIA. He is definitely not normally today. That is just unreal. I mean, great little bait there by Texture. What a great little play call here from Dam1 KIA as well. I mean, this one fools DRX, no doubt about it. That swing through defender spawn and just the dash. Oh man, that's crisp. Oh,
absolutely beautiful shot there, but still a hell of a lot of work to do. It is an eco for DRX. Damwon potentially able to move up. Zest tries to creep up into the smoke, sends the shorty shots, but isn't going to get too much of a connection. Actually, looks like he whiffs completely. He and RB will end up falling. Stacks in the back of sight, looking for one with a frenzy. Can't get it. The right click will take him low, and Esperanza swings the corner to get the punish. Mako now dead. It was the only real gun that they had. Not counting Buzz with the tour de force, but 1v5 clutch. He's got 5 bullets. He whips one of them, and Exy takes that moment to close it out. 10-12 now.
These are great reads from the side of Damwon KIA. Just even pre-round, just the mentality of Exy right now, where he's like, this is the second time we've seen with the tour de force on an eco that he just like guides the team in the completely other direction of where Buzz is going to be. Buzz has been playing A side every single time with the operator. This time they switch it. Damwon KIA's perfectly ready for it. They're like, they sense that this is the moment that Buzz isn't going to be there with that tour de force. They avoid the utility. And I mean, Exy right now is putting this team on his back. He is playing great in so many aspects, with the way that he's leading them, with the way that he's shot calling, with the way that he's shooting. This is fun to watch.
Momentum on their side. TP into the side from Exy. Gonna clear it out, and Buzz wraps around through elbow. Sun's there to Esperanza. He manages to find one, but RP picks up 2. Now the overdrive is in. Texture cuts him down. The ult nullified. Their work cut out for them though. Stacks gets Texture in the head, and it's all on Bognan to try to clutch it to keep them in the series. He's got to kill 3.
I believe Bognon's been crazy. Let's see
where he is. Zest
behind
the box. He doesn't put any damage on him. Bognan manages to take that kill relatively scot-free, but the spike is in such a challenging position.
That smoke's so annoying. And trying to push through that and guessing when you come out.
Smoke goes down. He sees Stacks. He knows where one of them is. Fault line at the ready. He throws it. It does not get the stun. Bognan continues to advance forward. The jiggle peek. He clears left. He's got to keep his sights tied there. Onto the screen, and Stacks will cut him down as he tries to exit. It was a great attempt at a run back from Damwon, but unfortunately, that whiff on the stick is going to haunt them for the next week. They will fall to the losers bracket. They have one more chance to make it into the grand final to try to square off against DRX once more, but DRX are victorious, a 2-0 win. They still have not dropped a single map this stage, and now they find themselves in the grand final.
Incredible performance from both teams, but particularly DRX. They're able to stabilize. I mean, the way that they are so well prepared in terms of just their mechanics, their strategies, their thought process. I mean, this attacker side was gorgeous. An 8-4 attacker side is so good on split, and you know, RB is a big part of it. And the way that Stacks and others set him up, I like the change over to the fade for Zest. I think that worked well enough. I think there's maybe still a few little knobs you can twist and turn to maybe improve that, but still, I mean, you know, again, his Sage is sometimes good, but a lot of times when Zest Sage has looked good, it's just because he's just popping people. And I think for DRX, Fade is just more their MO. Get the information, play off of that. Damwon KIA, though, again, a ton of credit. Exy doing a great job calling these rounds late into it. It just was a little bit too late, but he really got a feel for it there at the end, where he was really reading DRX very nicely, playing around the power weapons, playing around those ops, playing around those tour de forces, really putting his team in good positions, and they just can't do it. I mean, some of those blind or nearsighted kills that Buzz and Stacks got were absolutely nuts.
Yeah. I mean, you could see just a couple things reworked. That one round going the way of Damwon, suddenly the score would have been, you know, 11-10 in their favor.
Yeah, yeah.
Or 11-11 rather, it would have been. It would have had a little bit of extra wiggle room. So close to being able to take this map, to be the first team to take a map off of DRX. Now they have to get prepared for next week, as they do have, of course, a bit of time, a good amount of days to sit back. They have to figure out who their opponent's going to be in that lower bracket final as well. But they have a good amount of time to prepare for that, and then can take a crack at beating DRX once more if they can make it into the grand final. The DRX are just 3 map wins away from being the representative of Korea once more at an international event. Got Copenhagen in their minds, and now that they find themselves in the grand final, something tells me that they're going to go ahead and pack their bags early once more.
Oh yeah, they can get ready to go to Champions. I mean, like the march towards Masters is in full effect, and then the climb to Champions, I think, is almost over. They've almost reached the summit. So DRX, just what can you say that hasn't been said? You know, you feel like a broken record because you've seen them just smash everybody all year, and for the most part, I mean, there have been a few teams that have pushed them, of course, and it's generally been on split. But still, they're able to recover. They're you know, Termi said at the beginning of the season, you know, when asked why he wasn't maybe taking timeouts, or, you know, when sometimes there was pressure on DRX early in the season, he said they need to figure it out. Like they have. Like this is the DRX that to me is looking the best they've ever looked. Like this is. They're not making the mistakes that they used to, where they're kind of crumbling under pressure, or, you know, their mentality goes out the window when things start to go really sideways. Now they're always able to recover. They're always able to punch back. You know, all the credit in the world here to Damwon Kia, but
yeah, and they're also able to rely on RB.
Yes, that's huge.
Hard carry from time to time.
Yes, that's huge.
A huge map rather from him, and that is going to be enough to earn the MVP. Big figures being put up by him. Goes to what, 26, 18, and 5 at the end of it all. So Mako and RB will be interviewed. We'll get to hear from the Neon himself. Hear his thoughts on making it into yet another grand final.
Yeah, 5-1 on the First Bloods, 4-0 for Buzz on the First Bloods. I mean, those two are just so powerful. You know, and again, when you start looking towards potential internationals, you know, if RB can find his groove, if he can, you know, maintain what we've seen from him here so far in Stage 2, DRX is going to go even deeper.
Yeah. Well, Mako fans going to be happy as they get ready to hear from him, and I believe that the Koreans are also going to be interviewing Termi, so if anything interesting comes up on that, we'll probably hear about it from the Korean commentators and talk about it later.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, what can you say? You know, DRX is DRX. They continue to look great. There was definitely, I think, hope in the air for Damwon, especially once they started getting that run back going. You know, 4 consecutive rounds, drop 1, win another 2. Like, oh, they're going to do it. They're going to make it. They're going to take us overtime. And then it just fell short at the end. But I think it's still a very good effort. And with some more time to prepare, who knows? Maybe Damwon in a grand final, if they can get their way into it, maybe they will be able to take another crack at it, take some maps, if not the series, away from DRX.
I think so. And I think, you know, potentially you might get Ascent coming into that, you know, next final. I think that might be a map that, you know, you felt it out here with Split. You wanted to see how it goes against DRX and, you know, see if it's worth floating again or whatever. And I think their Ascent has been so good this year that even DRX is a little bit scared of it. I mean, it was available, but I could have seen Split or Ascent going either way for Damwon Kia's pick today. And I think for the final, I don't expect it to be like a 3-0 like it was with On Slayers last stage. I think this one, with the way Damwon Kia has been playing, I hope they don't get too disheartened about this. I think they can at least grab one map off of DRX.
Well, they still have to make it through, and we don't know who their opponent's going to be. We will find that out in just a bit. For now, we'll take a look back at the highlights here from Split. But, you know, of course, this is, you know, maybe disappointingly a 2-0 for DRX, albeit maybe somewhat expected, you know.
Yeah.
But the next series is going to be, God knows, you know, what's going to happen there. Maru were able to take down On Slayers just yesterday. WGS played an absolute brawl of a 3-map series versus Spear Gaming. Now they get to clash once more, I think for the 6th time this year. These teams are just seemingly fated to go up against each other. Had to play during the tiebreaker, of course, going to the round robin and playoffs. Now they've played face off yet again. So we just continue to see these two go up against each other. And typically, Maru has had the better of WGS, but in their most recent matchup, WGS was able to best them. So that makes this next elimination match so very important, so very interesting to see who's going to be able to come out on top.
I mean, there's so many interesting questions that I have in my mind about this next match. Like, was Maru's win over On Slayers just On Slayers kind of collapsing and caving before the match even began? I had kind of dread that On Slayers was sort of checked out coming into these playoffs in a way, and So what is Maru's power level truly like? What WGS are we going to see? That's another big question, right? Are we going to see Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde? Like, you know, that's always my kind of concern with WGS. I want to see them do so well, but they always disappoint me when I finally think they figured it out, when I finally think that WGS is ready to take that next step, they fall right back down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you, but who knows? Han in particular yesterday, especially on that last map of, it was Haven. Yeah, Haven. It was very, very good. He, leveled up. He was hitting his op shots. He was nailing people with the headhunter, and that's the kind of performance that we really love to see from him. So if he can come into the game, have that sort of form, Luke as well was right there alongside him.
Great.
If the team shows up like they did at the very end of that series versus Spear, from the outset, Maru is certainly going to have their work cut out for them. But I do like the adjustments that Maru have been making, being able to use Chibop widely as an aggressive tool to scout, to cause distractions, so that the rest of the team can come around, get on flank angles, and capitalize off of the distractions that he's making. I think it's a really good look for Maru. But they have their work cut out for them. It might say On-Slayers versus WGS there, but it's just because Maru have defeated On-Slayers, and now they've absorbed them into themselves. But it is Maru gaming versus
Maru
WGS.
Next. Yeah. They absorbed them.
They've taken their power.
Oh, man.
They're like Cell from DBZ.
That's exactly what I was leaning towards. I was thinking the same thing, man. They just...
Or the Blob.
Yeah, and now if they can take Damwa and Kia down, then they're going to hit, like, level 3, and then maybe, then you're going to have to go up against DRX's Gohan, and...
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
So, yeah, one more series to be played out today, another best of 3, but then come next week, Saturday, Sunday, Damwon Kia versus To Be Determined. We'll find that out by the end of the evening in a best of 5. And then the very next day, whoever wins that series is going to have a quick turnaround to try to get prepared for DRX in the grand final in yet another BO5. For anybody here who's in Korea, worth mentioning, of course, tickets are going to be going on sale in 2 days. So if you want to come try to watch those matches, you absolutely can. And if you can't get tickets because they sell it so quickly, there are official watch parties, both in Daejeon as well as in Seoul at the Kore studio. So you can find that information online. I'm sure we'll be tweeting about it in the coming days.
Yeah, we'll make sure to tweet
push that out. So if you happen to be a viewer who watches in Korea but just hasn't been able to come down to the studio, you have opportunities to watch with a crowd and have some fun. But yeah, it's of course just been amazing to have the crowds in here, and looks like, people very much sticking around for the next series, which is awesome to see, or at least sticking around for the interview with RB, because I'm excited to hear what he has to say off the back of that win.
The WGS has a lot of fans. Han in particular has a lot of people who like him, and for good reason, because he's really nuts at times. But to me, Maru's been just improving so much over time. It's a yes, right?
They're doing the inverse crypto. They're going up.
Yeah, exactly. So I was gonna say they're inflation, encapsulated. They are going up at a rapid rate, and I'm excited for that. I think that team is well coached by Anox, and I think that they started out a little bit rough, of course, in Stage 1, Stage 2 as well. It felt a little bit awkward at times, but I think now that I'm looking back on kind of the whole stage as like in a big picture view, I think the power levels of all these teams is actually really high overall. I mean, even CNJ, Tartarus were really, really good. It's just we have so many good people.
We do. Well, guys, it's going to do it from us for now. We'll, of course, be back for the second series, but we'll throw down to Chobra and hear from RB in the interview.
Thank you so much, guys. We're here with the MVP of the second map on Split. It's going to be RB, who is playing Neon all night for DRX. Let's first hear how he feels about going to the grand finals undefeated so far in maps. 네, RB 선수 먼저 승리 축하드립니다. 이렇게 무실 세트로 최종 결승까지 올라가셨는데 지금 기분이 어떠신가요?
정말 기분이 좋고요. 앞으로도 이렇게 쭉 지나갔으면 좋겠습니다.
끝까지도 무실 세트로 가고 싶다는 얘기를 해주셨습니다. Yeah, I mean, of course we're happy, and I hope this whole trend of the undefeated run can continue to the very end. Of course, they will have another best of 5 waiting for them next week in the grand finals. Let's talk about today's match, though. Still a best of 3, and the map ban pick was a little different than usual. Of course, we saw the bind ban coming in and then leaving Split open. Did they expect that Split will be picked, and were they therefore prepared for it? 그럼 오늘 일단 ban 픽부터 얘기를 나눠보고 싶은데 바인드를 먼저 밴을 하면서 스플릿을 열어두셨어요. 평소에는 좀 스플릿을 꺼려하는 DRX의 모습이었지만 오늘은 그만큼이나 좀 예상을 하셨던 건가요?
그만큼 예상을 했고 그만큼 이제 저희가 많은 연습을 해왔고 준비를 많이 해왔기 때문에 저희가 많이 열어놓은 것도 있어요.
알겠습니다. Yeah, first of all, we predicted that DWG would want to play on split, and therefore we practiced so much on it, and we were confident that we would be able to take that map as well, so we left it open with confidence. Well, let's move on now. Coming into Fracture, they pick it first, although they haven't always wanted to show it on their own so far here in Stage 2. I mean, so far then we've seen Fracture, now Split. Are they just that confident on every single map right now in Stage 2? 네, 그러면 오늘 이제 프렉터도 또 선픽을 하시면서 평소에는 뭐 숨기거나 꺼리거나 했던 맵들의 자신감을 보여주셨습니다. 그럼 아직까지는 제가 아이스박스는 보지 못했지만 모든 맵에 그만큼이나 자신감이 있는 건가요?
저희는 항상 준비가 철저하기 때문에 모든 맵 다 자신 있습니다.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're always prepared for everything. So no matter what map comes up, we'll be prepared in the future. I want to talk to RB about now really sticking with that Neon. He's kind of found a second resurgence here as the entry since he's picked up the Neon. How is he liking playing Neon here in Stage 2? 그러면 또 RB 선수가 뭐 저희가 라운드 로빈 때는 KO도 하시고 좀 많은 요원을 해주셨지만 이제 네온으로서 또 자리를 점점 잡아가고 계신데 네온이 좀 어떻게 적성에 맞으신가요?
저는 네온이랑 캐릭터가 이제 나올 때부터 이 캐릭터는 저한테 매우 잘 맞겠다라고 생각을 했고요. 그래서 이렇게 대회하면서 네온을 잘하게 된 것 같아요.
네, 감사합니다. Yeah, ever since she was released, I always figured that she'd be very fitted for my playstyle. So I've always been enjoying her, and of course that's why I've been able to really play her and improve on her throughout this tournament. Now moving forward, they will have to face one of three teams: DWG KIA, WGS Exit, or Maru Gaming. Who does RB want to face in a best of 5 in the grand finals? 그러면 또 이제 최종 결승에 올라올 수 있는 팀들은 방금 상대하셨던 DWG KIA, WGS Exit 그리고 마루 게이밍이 있는데 세 팀 중에 누구를 만나고 싶으신가요?
저는 WGS는 좀 많이 만나본 적이 있지만 그래서 저는 마루 게이밍 한번 만나보고 싶네요.
좀 오랜만에 다시 한번 만나보고 싶다 이런 말씀이신가요?
네.
방금 한 선수가 좀 되게 당황하시는데 일단은 거기까지 내 얘기를 마무리하겠습니다. We've played WGS a lot, so I'm thinking overall maybe I want to play Maru Gaming again. We haven't been able to face him too much, and Han was on stage prepping, and he's like, "What? We haven't even played our match yet. Who knows?" Well, we'll have to wait and see. Of course, we'll have that second match coming up later tonight. Last but not least, a word to the fans here and abroad that have been cheering on for DRX and RB himself. 그럼 마지막으로 현장에 와주신 팬분들과 전 세계 팬분들께 한마디 부탁드립니다.
오늘 경기 정말 봐주셔서 감사드리고요. 저희 다음 경기에서도 저희가 우승할 수 있도록 노력하도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
네, 감사합니다. Thank you so much for continuing to support us, and we'll make sure we win and take the trophy once again here in VCT Korea Stage 2. That's it for the interview. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another banger of a match coming up. It's going to be WGS Exit and Maru Gaming for the 6th time this year in a rival match for elimination and also to secure their spot in the LCQ. Don't go anywhere.